Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, it is Greg the Gamer. It has been a minute since I've released any new content, so apologies for that. I've had a lot of big changes in my life, including welcoming my daughter and moving out of state and living out of a suitcase for like 2 months before I had a home and, more importantly, my rig in order to record new content. So apologies, but I am back, and boy, I'm happy to be back. We have a new DLC for Hearts of Iron, No Compromise, No Surrender. So of course, with the new DLC that focuses around Japan in the Pacific War, of course, we are going to try Japan out first, the Japanese Empire. Well, hello and welcome to the Empire of Japan. Things are a little bit different than you probably recognize here if you don't have the new DLC. Looking around the map, a few things have changed. Japan looks mostly the same. China does not. We got more Chinas. Okay, well, we start out as non-aligned as Japan. You don't start out with the Brown Party in control. We have Okada here as the Prime Minister of Japan. We are non-aligned. Now, through our focus tree, we'll be able to flip political parties at some point, if that's something we care to do. Spoiler, it is. But for the time being, let's go ahead and take a look where we are. We're dealing with early industrialization efforts, not great. Our economy is really being hamstrung. We have a lot of debuffs that we're going to have to try to work through on the focus tree. That's something Paradox loves to do with their way they build DLCs now, or rather focus trees. It's not my favorite, but it is what it is. Army and Naval Air Services, so the famous rivalry between the Navy and the Army is in full force. We're going to have to deal with that. The Imperial Navy, we have a lot of debuffs as well. Same with the Imperial Army, not great. We have the new Imperial influence system, kind of similar to the balance of power mechanics with Germany from Gotterdammerung, but it's a little bit different. You don't actually have advisors that work through automatically on different focuses. No. There are things that you can do through the focus tree to either endorse or suppress activities of these groups, and if you do that, then you'll either get perks or debuffs depending on how much you buff them or suppress them. For today, we're going historic Japan, which means we have to go all the way over here, which means we have to start out with purging the Kohota faction. Unfortunately, that is a timed event. It happens on the 26th of February, so we're going to have to wait a little bit. In the meantime, we have our industry tree here, and we have our military branches here on the far right. Let's go ahead and start out by grabbing the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It's going to give us a civilian factory and reduce our consumer goods, which is pretty good. So first and foremost, there are different mechanics that you can unlock in the focus tree by building civilian factories, and we will need to do that at some point. But for today's strategy, we need to rush China as quickly as possible. We need to take them out as quickly as we can and gobble up their resources and their industry. In order to do that, we need to rush industrialization of our military factories. So we're going to go ahead and start plopping down military factories. Laxo in the high infrastructure provinces here. We're just going to build a crap ton of factories and let it go for the time being. Easy peasy. Speaking of our mills here, this is the current build out here. Let's go ahead and put 5 on guns, a couple on support equipment, which we're going to need, a couple on artillery. These tankettes are crap. We don't need those. Let's go ahead and get rid of them. We are building interwar medium tanks. We can put a pin on that. I would recommend we leave at least one factory on that. I think we're going to want some medium tanks in the future. We actually do have a few now. They're not great, but it's something to build off of. We're going to need a bunch of trucks. So we're going to put 3 factories on trucks. That way we can build as many as possible. And like that, all of our mills are taken up. Now, keeping with the naval side of things, we do have a new mechanic here that was added in this DLC, which is the Naval Headquarters. It's a special building that is in a province in your home territory, or I don't know, I believe you can build it elsewhere. I have not done so. But in the time being right now, we're going to go ahead and choose an admiral. Now, if you choose an admiral to staff this building, we're going to be able to tap into the perks of the headquarters. Now, I want Yamamoto to lead my naval fleet, so we're not going to pick him. We're going to pick, let's pick this guy down here. It's fantastic. He's got great stats. And the interesting thing is, with the naval headquarters here in Hiroshima, great place for it, by the way. You can see that these stats for the building extend 3 tiles from every direction of that building. So effectively, if a battle fleet is engaged in operations in any of these tiles, they're going to be able to tap into available bonuses that this admiral and the naval headquarters can produce. All right, we do start out with a scientist for our naval engineering facility here. So let's go ahead and pick this guy. He's a bright guy. We'll have him start collecting points for the naval side here. We don't need too many more before we can tap into that. And then we've got special projects to develop. Now, as for our armed forces, we do have quite a few divisions already, 60 divisions here. We need to sort these guys out as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and take our armor divisions so as they are, our motorized divisions, and we'll just kind of combine them. We do have one marine division. We'll go ahead and separate him off as well. And everybody else can just join together here. All right, so we do have 2 armies of 24, one of 6. And so we're going to need to recruit some more forces. And now nothing fancy here. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that each of these divisions here are on our lesser template. Speaking of templates, let's take a look at what we have here. We have the HOI4's here, which is our main infantry template. 24 combat with infantry, pretty chunky. Not the greatest template though. But we definitely can't afford these guys right now anyway. No. What we want to do is we want to come down to the Chutan Chi Shidan. I'm sure I'm butchering the hell out of that. So 12 with infantry is definitely more budget friendly, something that we can actually put out into the field. These guys will be fine. China is going to be weak as we go in on 37, spoiler. So let's go ahead and make sure that all of our infantry is set to the lower templates. Now, in order, what we're going to be doing here is a little bit of strategy that I took from Feedback Gaming, so all the credit to him. But effectively, China gets huge debuffs when this war kicks off, and so we're going to try to maximize our advantages over them as quickly as possible and try to capitulate them as soon as we can. We don't want to get bogged down with a land war in China. See this little thing here? We need to find leaders that have this option right here. This is going to allow them to gain experience quicker as an infantry leader. Okay, I think that'll be fine. We'll go ahead and get some more troops queued up here. That way we can have at least 4 full armies to go. Now, as for our Navy, we did group them up, and they are currently assembling outside of Tokyo. Let's go ahead and set these guys to automatic split off, and we'll just have them conduct naval exercises. We just need to train these guys up and get that delicious experience. Rumors of a military coup. Recently, rumors have been swirling around a possible coup d'etat being planned by the HOI4's faction. So basically, unhappy far-right elements of the military are thinking about staging a little coup d'etat and taking over the government. So we need to act swiftly. Now, and you do have the option here. If you have enough political power, you can actually save a couple guys from being assassinated by the HOI4's faction. This guy is not so good, I think, as an economic guy. I mean, it reduces your consumer goods by 20%, which is great, but you do get some pretty bad debuffs. This guy here also boosts your artillery and artillery defense. I don't know. I might consider saving this guy. Now, as you can see, we've got quite a few more Chinas. There's more Ma's, more warlords, all that sort of thing. And there's even a new warlord up here. Yeah, so we don't have a puppet state currently here yet, so this is something that we'll be able to look at later. But effectively, we've got more Chinese puppets to worry about, which means more Chinese troops for the war. China is a little bit tougher nut to crack than it used to be, but it's certainly not anything that's insurmountable. Ministry of Commerce and Industry is complete. So if we look right now, we have 21 more days until the trial ongoing completes, in which we have the February 26th incident. So I find this pairs up pretty darn nicely if we now move over to the military branch here and pick up the Imperial Defense Plan. It's 21 days, 21 days. It's going to allow us, give us some bonuses here if we go to war against another country, which, yeah, spoilers, we're going to do that. Now, we do have a little political power that we can spend and some command power as well. Now, we do have growing resistance in Korea. Effectively, if you look here, yeah, popular resistance, it's reducing our resources and our compliance game, which is causing all sorts of problems. Not yet, but they'll start to sabotage industries and infrastructure and all that kind of crap. So, to that end, I like to go ahead and spend my political power early to get rid of these debuffs. Is it worth it in the long run? I don't know. let you be the determinate factor on that, but I like to get rid of the popular resistance as quickly as possible. And there we are. The February 26th incident. Citing threats to the soul of the Imperial nation, young officers loyal to the HOI4 faction within the IJA have organized a coup d'etat with the goal of purging the government and military leadership of those who oppose their ethos of militarism and direct Imperial control of the state. So we've got a few options here. The first option, we can purge them, which gives us the option for, historic Japan. That's our path today. Or Empire of Japan, which is another option we can go, maybe in the future. We also have options to effectively go down the communist path or the democratic path. But we'll look at those maybe in the future. For today, we're going to go ahead and say we're going to put an end to this farce now. So they gave us some stability, which is good, a little bit of political power, which is fine. Now, it's open up this branch here. We'll be able to work down this branch and eventually come through here and flip to fascist if we wanted to, which, we will since we're going historic Japan. In the time being here, let's go ahead and do a couple things first. We need factories, military factories for our war in China. So there's some easy ones to get here. So go ahead and grab the first one, expand this army arsenal here. It's going to give us 2 military factories. We're going to follow that up with aircraft industry expansion for 2 more military factories. All right, now that we have some political power here, let's go ahead and grab a chief of the army. Now, some people would say, grab the prince here. Army offense specialist here. At 50 political power, you could start grabbing XP quicker. Not a bad pick, really. And as he levels up, he'll get better. But I like to go ahead and save up for Hideki Tojo, just from like a thematic standpoint. Okay, well, we've completed the aircraft industry factories here, so we've grabbed 4 more mills. Let's go ahead and follow it up with increasing the armament spending here. It's going to give us yet another mill, but it's also going to add some consumer goods, which sucks, but it's going to allow us to build military factories just 5% faster, which is, good. Okay, well, we've increased armament spending here. It is June of 36 here. So what we're going to need to do is we need to start working our way towards war with China. It is really, really early and, be best to try to build up, but we want to try to catch them with their pants down. So instead, we're going to come over here and revisit the 21 demands. This is going to allow us to go down here to this one right here, reinforced East Hawaii garrisons. This is going to put us into a situation where it's going to knock off a significant amount of time, a whole year off of our mission with the army growing impatient. So we definitely want that. Now, we do have some political power here. Let's go ahead and spend some of that, and let's pick a chief of the Air Force. I usually go with Kenji here just for that all-weather support specialist here. Don't like dealing with bad weather, so yeah, it makes sense. Start collecting some XP. Okay, so we've reinforced the garrison in East Hebei. So we've knocked quite a bit of time off. We got 165 days before we go to war with China. It's going to get spicy. Okay, we've completed the military minister's attaché, and we have a new prime minister, Hoki Hirota here. He's fine. He's fine. But the good thing is we got a bunch of stability out of that, which is most excellent. We want to try to get north of 70% ideally. Now, with the war, really not that far off. We got 130 days. Let's go ahead and try to rush some of the military attacks here that we're going to need. Now, you could go to the left side here and reform the army and get some bonuses and perks to developing a tank corps. It could be interesting. It's not something that Japan historically was good at, but instead, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go historic here, and we're going to rely on infantry offensives, grand wave, and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to try to boost our infantry as much as possible, give them as much of a recovery, organization, and attack rate as we possibly can. Let's go ahead and pick Adopt New Assault Doctrine. There's some nice bonuses here to our research, but more importantly, it's going to continue to stack that nice, juicy, soft attack. Okay, our range improvements are done. Let's go ahead and try to build a slightly better fighter than what we have. It's not going to be the greatest fighter in the world by any means, but it's what we have. So let's go ahead and give them the best engine. We'll stack 2 light machine guns on here. Let's do a defensive turret, and It's kind of up to you. I like to keep the production cost and the weight a little bit lower. I usually just do drop tanks at this point. Extra fuel tanks are probably the smarter option, but I just like drop tanks for these kind of inner warplanes. And I'm going to go ahead and pick Mitsubishi. And let's get these guys rolling. We actually have a fair bit of infantry or army experience here. Let's go ahead and explore the new doctrines tree. So we'll come in here to the land doctrine. So now we do have grand battle plan chosen. So now we get to pick the sub-doctrines. So for our infantry, let's go ahead and do that. So you pick this, and we've got quite a few options that we can pick from here. Some of the stuff that looked kind of interesting was like mounted infantry. That's kind of cool in a way. I know elephant infantry of India, mobile infantry, or individual excellence. But if you see something you like, go ahead and click on it. It'll give you a little rundown here at the top, and then it'll pre-populate the idea, or pre-populate the perks that you're going to get as you work your way down. As your army gets mastery of the different tactics, you'll unlock these different options. There's different perks. So it's pretty cool, actually. It just auto unlocks for you as you go. And, we're going to be doing a lot of fighting in China here, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Days left to go before the war kicks off, and there is so much to be done. In fact, we need to get more research slots. We need to increase our industry, and we got to win a war in China. No small task. So I really want to come down here and grab developing lethal infantry equipment. That's our next thing that we want to grab. However, that's 70 focus days. So I think instead of that, let's go ahead and over here and grab the invest in Senbu. Effectively, it's a new policing tactic for your garrisons in China, for occupied China, and it's going to really reduce down the amount of garrisons that we need and ultimately the amount of guns that we need, which is going to be key. Okay, we've done it. It is 25 February of 1937, and we have rushed War of China. We've just gotten the Marco Polo Bridge incident, so this will auto-declare war on China. And there we go. The war is on. The war is on. So right now, we've got a couple things we need to focus on. We need to rush both of these provinces, the Hebei Chahar and the Mengjing guys here. So try to knock both of these warlords out of the war as quickly as possible. I think I'll go ahead and deploy some of my submarines out to these two sea zones here and do a little bit of convoy raiding, try to prevent the Chinese convoys from getting aid. All right, we need to push down and grab the airfield as much as possible. We've gotten the naval base here. Beijing is about to fall. Let's go ahead and grab Kaigan here and grab the supply hub as well. We need to push as aggressively as possible. Now we need to rush down to Jinan here and grab the city as well. We need as many of the supply hubs as possible. Okay, great. We've grabbed the supply hub up here in Ximen. And I just tried to rush as much as possible. We were trying to make big gains. Big gains. And make sure we get that Qingdao. Grab these ports. Just snake down the coast. All right, now that we've been able to deal with our political situation, let's go ahead and grab the hierarchy debate here. This is going to allow us to remove the collapsing cabinet mechanic that we just got, which is very bad, very bad. The cabinet is collapsing and we're losing popular support, so we need to fix that as soon as possible. We're going to follow that up quickly thereafter by grabbing the Canoni's first cabinet here. Okay, well, we have yet another new prime minister. Yeah, he's fine. Apparently, he's got a field command as well. But, yeah, he's not going to be sticking around too long. So let's go ahead and grab this guy's first cabinet here. He is ultimately the prime minister that we're looking for, and he gives us a nice, healthy amount of stability, which we desperately need. Oh, we've just had the Panay incident, so yeah, the USS Panay was sunk, so we can either agree to American terms, or we can say we bow to no one. I don't really fancy a war with America in 37, so let's go ahead and agree to American terms. Yeah, we've entrapped a few more Chinese divisions, just rinse and repeat. We want to try to cut their forces down as much as possible. They more than outnumber us. I believe it's 2-1 they outnumber us. Okay, with a new prime minister and a new cabinet comes new options here. Let's go ahead and pick the National Spiritual Mobilization Movement here. It's going to give us some stability and recruitable pop. We're going to focus then on the Economic Council and work our way down to guiding the Zaibatsus and grabbing the next research slot that we need. That's going to allow us to focus on our industry tree, which each of these focuses with these different corporations are pretty decent, but they're also 70 days. If we come down here and unlock guiding the Zaibatsus, we can cut those down to 35-day focuses, which pretty good. Okay, we've, Nanjing is about to fall. We've surrounded them. Great. All right, the capital of China is taken. Let's see if we can push through the Shanghai. We need to just force our way through. Shouldn't be too difficult. These guys are pretty weak. All right, we've got a pretty big pocket up here in northern China that's been cut off as that little puppet has been destroyed finally. It took a little while, but we're starting to clear them up here, so we're just having our infantry push in and clean up the pockets. It should be a significant chunk of the Chinese army. So this is what we've been rocking with for this entire war of China, and we've nearly knocked China out just with 12 with infantry. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But we can actually afford it now, so let's go ahead and choose support artillery. It'll just give these guys a little bit more of a fighting edge. Okay, well, it's January 38. A little bit slower than I typically do, but still, that's pretty good for China. I would take it. So you could go down here and take all the territory, or we could go ahead and feed our puppet. Overall, I would say we came out pretty decent, 19 January 1938, and the War of China is concluded. Japanese Empire has grown quite large. All right, now that we've unlocked it, let's go ahead and fund the Riken Institute here and grab our extra research slot. It's going to reduce our industrialization efforts. Okay, well, now that we've worked on our economy a little bit here, let's go ahead and grab the new order in East Asia. This is going to allow us to create a faction, which is actually really fantastic, and I do like the new mechanics for factions, so we'll explore that once we get it. Okay, we've created our faction now, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. We have the new order in East Asia. So this is only the beginning here with our Japanese Empire. You can see when you create a faction, or rather when you become part of a faction, you have this new mechanic here, this new handy-dandy button here. You can click this, and it gives us the options for the faction, which is pretty cool. We can go in here and take a look. Right now, our main goal is to suppress Asian communism, but you can change these things, of course, and as members join, and as members conduct different things, you do different things together, you get faction points. Faction points you can use to spend to boost the influence of your faction overall. You have faction goals, faction rules, like who can be in the faction, for instance, faction research, if that's unlocked, military ops, and faction intelligence that you're sharing, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Right now, our only member is Mount Kuko with 9%. We have 90, so yeah. We have no short-term goals at the moment. Medium and long-term have been achieved that were auto-created. Here was to control the Chinese capitals and align China. So through this, we're going to gain political power, and we gain army, air, and navy experience. So just completing these tasks gives you different perks, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So currently, this is kind of what I'm envisioning for our initial Marine Division build out. Not the greatest division in the world, but for our initial division that we'll start the war with in like 40, 41. I think these guys are going to do pretty good things out in the Pacific. All right, let's go ahead and start to work our way down to the Imperial Rule Assistance Association. This is going to allow us to flip parties and really start to unlock Imperial Japan. So let's go ahead and grab, well, I guess we can't. So we'll grab the 10 Commandments of Marriage. Gives us some more recruitable pop, and then work our way down. All right, once we develop Sonar Level 2, we're going to be making some changes and starting to refit our ships. As Japan, we don't have really the naval industry at the moment. We have so few dockyards and so little time to build new ships. So we're going to be refitting most of our old class ships. Ultimately, kind of crappy ships, but you can put a updated sonar and a radar dish on them for a lot less price. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, well, we have officially flipped. We are now Imperial Japan. Yes, well, there we are. There we are. We have a snazzy new flag, now Imperial Japan. Doesn't really do too much else for us, but it does open up some cool options, which we can switch to war economy. Unfortunately, with the Zaibatsus having so much influence with the Emperor, we're going to pay a very high price to do that, including a ton more coal burnage. Okay, I'm going to start updating some of our existing ship templates, at least our light cruisers and our destroyers for our screening ships. Try to make them a little bit better at catching the enemy fleet out in the Pacific. So we have radar now, so it's pretty cheap to go ahead and add some radar on here. So we're going to go ahead and do that and kind of also up our fire control system as well. So, but overall, I mean, not the greatest ship in the world, not the worst ship in the world. It's still with 2 slots of belt armor, pretty darn speedy at 31.5 knots. And we do have quite a few batteries on here to shred enemy screens. It's fast enough to get in there and tear up enemy destroyers and light cruisers, so that is the hope. And then we will make some better destroyers as well. Okay, we developed the Zero, so now let's go ahead and follow it up with coming down our tree here and signing the tripartite pact. Alright, we've completed Nanshan Rome here. This gives us the options to start to work our way down to attack south. Some decent bonuses here to naval research, and also gives us the raid to strike Pearl Harbor. Haven't ever tried that before. I don't know how effective that is, but we will certainly give it a shot. And reduction to carrier aircraft. This will be handy as we're getting ready to unveil our new Zeros. So we do have the Zero. It gives us a free template here, the Zero Zen. Yeah, this isn't that great of a template, actually. I think we need to make some changes on this here. I wonder if we were to place with light machine guns, if that would make it. Yeah, it would. Too heavy and a light. I don't know. It's not my preferred, but honestly, this will be a pretty effective fighter. It should shred pretty much whatever the AI has early in the war here. So let's go ahead and get these guys rolling. And Germany's done the thing, and WW2 is kicked off. All right, they're going in on Poland. Fantastic. Yeah, that means it's about to get a little bit spicier out here in Southeast Asia. We've got things that need doing. I'm looking at you, France. I want to gobble up Indochina here, and then we need to start working our way down to figure out how we're going to do our invasions for the Commonwealth of the Philippines, Malaya, Dutch East Indies. And to that end, I'm recruiting more Marines to facilitate that. Okay, Vichy France transfers Tonkin. Excellent. 25 political power, and okay, well, it's a little chunk. All right. I'm working my way down the focus tree to occupy the rest of Indochina. Apparently that's a too-focused thing now. The fall of Cairo. Jubilant Italian soldiers. What now? I'll be damned. Well, okay. It's like a halfway competent Italy. They're probably going to lose Cairo anyway. Okay, we launched the raid on Pearl Harbor. What's going to happen? Anything? Empire, Japan declare war on the United States. Excellent. Okay. All right. We lost 10% of our planes. Raid unit was 35% experience towards max level. We gained some war support. They gained a day of infamy. Reduces AA attack, ship repair. Naval bases received damage, and oh, well, that kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more than that. If you could sink some of the enemy ships, you could sink some of the American Navy in Pearl Harbor. That's kind of the whole point of the naval strike to begin with. That would be a lot more impactful. Okay, we've caught the American Navy. Let's see how we fare. Yeah, I'd say we're doing okay. Let's see here. 3 planes, a heavy cruiser was sunk, 3 light cruisers, 18 destroyers. Excellent. We've really caught them down with their pants down. The Americans just lost 2 aircraft carriers, the Ranger and the Wasp, and 4 battleships, the Idaho, Colorado, West Virginia, and Maryland. We didn't lose anything. All right, Afghanistan has joined our alliance as well, and the Brits and the Soviets have just done their joint invasion of Iran. I've got some troops here on the border here, so we can try to rush them into Iran to help them out. I think it's going to serve us pretty well. All right, well, we've just created the East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Yeah, so basically you can upgrade our alliance, so we are no longer the New Order in East Asia, but the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. What does that do for us exactly? The Emperor's Supreme Authority must always come first. Those are some decent bonuses. Sucks to be garrison troops. Damn. Or we can say we must pursue prosperity for all Asian states. Unlocks occupation laws in Asian states. Oh. So we can exploit for some crazy resources, or we can rising tide lifts all boats sort of thing. Now, Milton, don't be greedy. I guess we'll pick the second one. Damn, another good engagement by Yamato here. Wow. Crazy. These naval headquarters buildings, they really, really, really do help. Find the enemy and help boost your stats and destroying them. Damn, look at this. Halsey, you had a bad day, my friend. No! No! Oh God, we have a setback here. Our Admiral Yamamoto has died in a plane crash. Oh my God. No! He was winning the naval war for us. I think there was something I forgot to do. I think if you come into your aircraft... Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have gotten sturdy aircraft. It reduces the chance of air accidents. Another mad display of our Imperial Navy here in the Bismarck Sea. We've sunk another carrier, another battleship, and more planes. The Saratoga has gone down as well as the Nevada. And we sunk another carrier, the Intrepid. Oh my God. They don't have any screens left, so their ships are completely defenseless. Okay, we're making landings in Malaysia here. Great, our Marines are coming in. There's nobody home, so we're just gonna set up shop, take what we need, grab our territory. We have claims on all of this stuff. Okay, well, we've landed in Indonesia here. Let's go ahead and bring in the rest of the troops. We've secured a beachhead. All right, our Marines are pushing through into Sulawesi, I guess. I don't know if that's how you say it, but regardless, this other incredible, lovely island in the Dutch East Indies will be ours. Vichy France has joined the war. Yeah, it's probably... If Vichy France is entering, Germany's got to be getting close to getting their door kicked in. Okay, Dutch East Indies has capitulated. Fantastic. It is all ours. Yes, the Battle of Hagnakna. Well, whatever it is, it was a good battle for us. Oh, no, sad day. Yeah, the Enterprise was destroyed. Pour one out for the Enterprise. Also, the Pennsylvania, the Oklahoma, and the Arizona all went to the bottom of the sea. Let's see, where are the Americans at? Okay, they have 60 ships left in their surface fleet. They have no carriers left. They're all gone. 36 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, and 23 submarine. We're doing okay. We're seizing what we need. Push, push, push. All right, we landed in Darwin. Oh, the fall of Rome. Yeah, things are not looking up for the Axis, and Germany is not having a good time. Wow. Okay, well, I guess it's up to us. Yeah, we actually have pretty decent piercing with our anti-air artillery, anti-air artillery on our units here. It's piercing their shitty light tanks. They still have like interwar and early war light tanks. So helping out Syria. It's too late for Italy. Italy is kaput. But Germany, looks like they're starting to push them back.
Okay, well, we've just taken Hawaii. Our Marines are now set up in Honolulu. Apologize for my voice. The last part of this video seemed to be getting a little bit sick. So, any case, can't let that stop us. We have to soldier on and finish this campaign for the glory of the Emperor. So, yeah, Germany is cooked currently. I tried to send them a bunch of guns. I tried to do what I could. I tried to send some troops to North Africa, and it all kind of failed. So, yeah, way to go, historic. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, I'm assuming that the peace between the Allies and the Soviets probably won't last. Now, since we do have Honolulu here, our Marine divisions are set up for naval invasions of Los Angeles and San Diego. Boy, I hope we can make it. The new naval dominance system is a little wonky regarding how you have to get enough patrols in a sea zone. Naval evasion support no longer you can do alone. You have to actually have enough naval presence, naval domination in the sea zone, and naval invasion support is simply just kind of frosting. So, yeah, it's a little quirky, but and it's been a little bit of a pain to island hop all the way down here. But we're losing a couple islands here and there, but I don't really care. I can only defend so much. In the meantime, we're going to take out Papa FDR and put an end to this. And we've just destroyed 2 more American aircraft carriers that are completely undefended in the sea zone. My God, the Bunker Hill and the Franklin. Do they have any Navy left? I don't know. The U.S. Navy consists of 8 ships. 1 carrier, surprisingly, 6 destroyers, and 1 light cruiser. So things are going well for the Americans. Okay, our Marines are hitting the western seaboard. Los Angeles is under attack. Let's see if we land. Yep, we've landed everywhere. Fall Los Angeles for the Emperor. Also taken San Diego. All right, so now begins the difficult part. Our Marines need to hold the beachhead as long as possible until the main army arrives. Okay, well, we've gained all the strategic resources we need. We have unlocked the economic miracle of Japan. Our economy is now off the chain. Here we are. Economic miracle. Production, look at that. Convoy, consumer goods reduction. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Production cost, factory efficiency, factory output, dockyard output, 20%. Oh my God. Oh my. We really are the economic miracle of Asia. Yeah, we're under quite a bit of pressure on our beachhead, and our troops are taking forever. But it looks like the army is finally arriving, so thank God. I've got some air up down here in the Baja by Tijuana, but it's only for this southern zone, so we really need to take the supply hub back. But they have armor, and our Marines are not able to deal with that at the moment. Alright, looks like with our main army starting to arrive, we're starting to punch right through them. So, it's fantastic. See if we can get any encirclements while we can. Grab as many supply hubs as possible out here in the west, and we desperately need airfields. Alright, we're just cruising down into Mexico here, cleaning up little pockets here and there. Mexico's usually pretty weak, and we can knock them out. This whole front will collapse. Then we can come in through the backside through southern Texas. Oh God. Wow. Okay, the United Kingdom just declared war on Soviet Iraq. That might have just saved our bacon. The Allies have declared war on the Soviets. Or rather, the Soviet Iraq, which will pull the Soviet Union in. And all their little puppet states. Yeah, so Allies versus Comintern. Excellent. While we pick up the scraps in Southeast Asia. I'm fine with that. Making our way through Louisiana. New Orleans is about to fall. It's just, there's a lot of territory to take, and I was an idiot and didn't get a collaboration government in place for America. So, yeah, we basically got to walk all the way to DC. So, but that's okay. Our troops are pretty decent, but they're definitely definitely a pounding since they've been here. But our stockpiles are fantastic. Let's seize the airstrip. Try to surround Washington. They've got quite a few divisions in Washington. It's kind of a little fortress, as you would expect. And Washington is ours. Excellent. The United States has capitulated. Finally, our great adversary is gone. Excellent. Canada is no more as well. We just need to clean up these little pockets. And North America should be sorted out. Well, there we are. It is 1946, and Imperial Japan reigns supreme in East Asia. We are mighty and unmatched. We control all of Southeast Asia. We have massive navy, massive army, tons of puppets, an economy that is off the chain. 680 factories. We are doing just fine. We have secured all the islands in the Pacific that we need. There's a few holdouts here and there that we'll clean up later. But, we have Australia, we have New Zealand, we have Hawaii, and we have North America. Granted, we do have a little holdout still in the United States and Anchorage in Alaska, but there's only a couple divisions left of what was the mighty U.S. Army. So Alaska will fall any day now. Taking out Mexico and Canada as well, and so Imperial Japan reigns supreme. The Allies have gone to war against the Soviet Union, so God only knows how that's going to end up. It's going to be a mess, and it's going to go on forever and ever. And the AI keeps chugging out units, so my processor is slowing to a crawl, an absolute crawl. Late game HOI, right? Well, anyways, I have to say that I do enjoy the new Japan focus tree that was created. I think overall, it's pretty solid. I don't know if I'm entirely liking the Imperial influence mechanic, but it is interesting. I do kind of like how you can endorse and suppress as you go along. Having said that, I feel like if it was a system kind of more like Germany's where you had advisors, that could be more fun, I think. I don't know if Imperial Japan focus is probably the best focus. Honestly, I think next time we want to put all our eggs in the basket and supreme power to the Emperor. So I think that would be really fun to do an Imperial playthrough and unlock the Eternal Empire. I think maybe next time that will be something we focus on. But overall, I would say a hell of a lot better than what Japan was. The new naval mechanics, that's a whole nother subject. A little more complicated to try to get enough sea zone dominance so that you can naval invade. Naval invasions are a lot more complicated than they used to be. But having said that, I mean, like anything, you can figure it out. So we've given enough time. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded, and looking forward to getting the rotation started again. Also, keep an eye out for live streams here in the near future. I want to get into playing some other non-HOI games again. I've got quite a few in my catalog that I haven't tried as I've been on baby leave. So, anyways, I've been Greg the Gamer. I hope you guys have a terrific day, and I'll be back with you very soon. Take care.